Hey Tim, how would you just kind of rank that overall defensive performance against Oregon, kind of compared to where you guys were at the previous 3 weeks?
I think we certainly had some improvement. We were able to get three takeaways. We were able to get some big stops at the end of the game when our team really needed it. Overall, giving up 38 points is really not something I'm satisfied with, and I don't think our players are. And we know we watched the tape together on Sunday and saw that there's a lot of room still for improvement. Obviously, a great win for our program, and we'll take any and every win, especially against a rival like that. But defensively, I think we can play better, and that's been kind of the message all week long.
You guys have talked about takeaways all year and kind of how you want to see more of them. Nahshon gets that interception in the fourth quarter. Is that kind of just a classic example of what you guys wanted to see?
For sure. For sure. I mean, getting three takeaways in that game was huge. And, takeaways are the difference nowadays. If you can finish a game +1 or +2, you put your team in a position where they have a great chance to be successful. And it's great for these players to have, all the emphasis that we've put on it in practice, all the emphasis in the film work and everything like that, of constantly preaching about takeaways and how to get takeaways and how to create more takeaways for that to pay off for those guys and get rewarded with three takeaways.
Could you kind of talk about that more in detail? Like how do you kind of get them to do that aside from just making big plays like that at really big moments? Is it that simple?
We drill it every single week. We have a takeaway circuit that we do every Sunday. We are constantly talking about punching at the ball, attacking the ball at the highest point when it's being thrown during practice in all the team periods and 7-on-7. And even on film, then in your meetings, you're talking about, okay, how is the ball carrier carrying? Where is there an opportunity to take it away? And so it's a combination of all those different things to try to generate more takeaways.
Coach, when you look at the stats and even just look at the game with your eyeballs, it's clear that your defense plays and has played significantly better in the second half. Why is that?
I wish there was one thing that we could say that made the difference. We've been able to, early on, we faced some offenses we didn't know what to expect. I think that was part of it. And then, okay, this is how they're playing the game. And then, you're trying to make in-game adjustments on the sideline, but it doesn't always happen that way when you got guys on a special teams play and then all of a sudden they get over there. And unless your offense generates a long drive, it's hard to make some of those adjustments on the sideline before they're getting up and get ready to go for another special teams play like the punt team and get going. And I think some of the adjustments we've been able to make, and then our players just kind of settling into the game. Obviously, we want to start fast. This is not what we want. We don't want to play, our best football only in the second half. We'd like to play a complete 4-quarter game.
So what does halftime look like for you guys? I mean, that's, I guess, when you're able to fully make your adjustments.
Yeah, obviously our coaches get together first. We talk over what adjustments we need to make, how the opponent's attacking us, what in the game plan do we like, what adjustments do we need to make in it, and then go and speak to the whole group. Hey, this is what we're doing. This is how we're going to change what we've been doing, and then spread it out to all the individual position coaches so they can talk to their specific position on how those adjustments are going to affect those players.
Did Oregon start the game doing things you weren't expecting? I mean, there was obviously the breakdown on the long pass, but they did almost all their damage early, it seemed like.
No, I just think they're a very good offense. They got a lot of talented players, and they made some plays early on. And obviously, we busted the one coverage, and which we gave them a touchdown. And then the first touchdown, we had the ball carrier wrapped up, but we didn't get him on the ground. He spins out of the tackle, and we had a bunch of guys that thought the play was over, and it wasn't over. And so that was disappointing to give up a 36-yard touchdown run on a guy that we had, tackled within 2 yards of the line of scrimmage, but we didn't get him on the ground.
You said a few weeks ago that you wanted to see more out of the outside linebackers in terms of production, and Anjay, clearly did that Friday. What did you see him doing well?
Yeah, I thought he played his best game of his career last Friday night. It's awesome to see him getting that kind of production and having that kind of impact on the game. And we need that. We need that in order for this defense to work. Those guys got to be able to wreak some havoc on the offense and create tackles for loss, create pressure on the quarterback, and kind of try to screw up some of the things that the offense is trying to do.
What guy on your side has consistently graded out the best through 4 games?
What do you mean my side?
On the defensive side of the ball.
I off the top of my head, I can't, put together 4 different games of grades, but, we've had the 2 inside backers and, Nahshon Wright have probably had the most consistent performance all season long at their respective positions.
Thank you.
I know you guys would maybe like to see a little bit more out of him just from a tackles perspective and sacks and TFLs, but what is he doing to kind of impact the game in other ways, and how might he be opening up, certain things for his teammates?
Yeah. I think, Ham graded out really good in this game as well. He made the plays that came his way and, had a solid game. We were able to use him more in coverage than we maybe have a little bit in the past, because, he's able to do those things for us. And that versatility has allowed us to protect that boundary side when, Oregon really attacks it with, the running back on the wheel route. And you got to have a guy athletic enough who can run with him. And Ham's able to do that for us. And, and that allowed some of the rush opportunities that Anjay got in the course of the game. And that was what was best for the team. And so, I do think teams are conscious of where he's at and maybe sliding the line to him. And so that certainly opens up things when we're able to bring pressure from the opposite side.
Looking at Utah, how would you describe its offense and the challenge that it poses?
Yeah, well, the biggest thing that you notice right away when you watch their tape is how experienced and big their offensive line is. And I think that's pretty much the strength of their offensive unit right now. They got a bunch of guys back along with their 2 tight ends that are really good players. And so they've been able to get a lot of push up front. And, they got some new running backs back there, but the offensive line hasn't changed.
Ham picked up that injury late in the Cal game. Is he still playing through a couple injuries right now?
Yeah, I think everybody who's been playing through training camp and 4 games, you're kind of at that what we call midseason healthy point where something hurts on you. It's either your ankle, your wrist, your knee. You got a quad contusion. I think a lot of guys are playing through some of that, and Ham is too. But he's out there. He got banged up a little bit in the game on that touchdown run, and wanted to get back in the game, and so he wants to be out there and keep playing through some of these bumps and bruises.
When you're game planning him, is it just kind of a certainty in these games that he's going to get doubled and scraped and slided to?
No, it's not. You'd have to ask the offensive coaches on what what their plan is and stuff like that. But we're not. We're not always sure how they're going to respond to it. And so we just try to, use them as best we can to help the entire football team.
And Nahshon, Coach Tibesar has just been talking all year about how he wanted to see you guys create more takeaways. And you obviously have a huge one there in the 4th quarter. What was that moment like for you?
Definitely was a game changer moment. It felt good to get an interception that late in the game and at that point of the game. Definitely. So, yeah, it felt good. We got the win, so, yeah.
I guess what was the sideline like in that moment when you go back? And, Jaden had his interception too, and just how nice is it for you guys as a defense to be creating those plays?
Oh, it's crazy. It feels good. But, after you get it, you got to get back on the field. So it's kind of like, okay, that play was over with, so let me get back and kind of calm down and get back on the field and do what I have to do again.
You guys on defense have been quite a bit better in the second half and even in the 4th quarter of games. What is the difference? What is the feeling on the field, and what changes from your perspective late in the game?
Just attention to detail and just knowing that we have to finish. So, and like they say, it's not easy to win. So we have to play a complete game and just play through 4 quarters.
Nahshon, Utah has forced their offense has committed 9 turnovers in their first 2 games. So when it comes to takeaways and forcing those turnovers or getting those interceptions, how do you guys kind of hone in on those to make sure that you're catching them?
I mean, we practice ball drills every day. We practice just getting after the ball, even when there's an incomplete pass, just getting the ball off the ground. So we practice on just getting after the ball every day.
How do you think the secondary as a group has kind of improved compared to where you guys were at week 1? Are you guys happy with where you're at this point?
Yeah, we're happy, but there's a lot more that can be done. We could play a lot better, a lot cleaner. So yeah.
Lost in that Ducks win with everything that happened was your guys' critical stop that set up the game-winning drive. Can you lead us through what your message was in that, and just speak to the stop that you guys got?
Before we were on the field, we all just every position just made a point of emphasis just to communicate everything. Even if the next person know what they got, still communicate it anyway. So everybody's on the same page, and when you communicate and everybody knows what's going on, it's pretty easy to get stopped.
Why have you guys been so much better in the second halves of games so far?
I think it's just settling in, getting seeing what they running and then we practiced most of it all week. So I think we just getting the feel for the game and finally settling in. But I think we do gotta come out and start faster, because I know we can. But
that kind of the missing link for you guys right now is doing it from the first snap.
Yeah, I think if we play all 4 quarters like we do the second half, I think we'll have a lights out day.
Have you guys kind of figured out why that is? Why there's been kind of those slow starts?
No, just getting better throughout the season. Just trying to attack from the first drive every game, getting better and better every game.
I think that was your guys' best game of the year on third down stops. I think you held Oregon to 4 of 10 or something like that. Was there anything that you guys were doing noticeably different, or anything that seemed like it was working better than past weeks?
I just think the attention to detail was high at all positions, from the D-line to the linebackers to the secondary. I think everybody was just locked in and zoned in and playing aggressive. So I think that was the key.
Omar, obviously last year's result against Utah was not the best game of the season. Is that something you guys kind of think about and talk about this week as preparing for this new team?
Yeah, last season's Utah game was embarrassing. So yeah, we made a point of emphasis to go out there and flip the script this game.
And coming off of back-to-back wins, do you think it's easier to feel more motivated, like you guys can change the script?
I just feel like we take it one game at a time, trying to be 1-0 every week. So just trying to lock in and focus on the opponent. That's the best way to win.
You called it embarrassing last year. Does something like that stick with you? Does it something you still kind of hold on to?
Yeah, a little bit. Then that type of blowout is unacceptable. So yeah.
Ham, how would you describe your season so far individually?
Honestly, I feel like I'm here doing my teamly thing. I'm doing my job, and I'm doing what the defense requires me to do. I know I'm not making a lot of plays, and that's fine. It's not fine, but I got to do better. And obviously, there's a lot of things going on behind closed door that not a lot of people know, but there's no excuse for not making a lot of plays, So honestly, I feel like I could do better, but overall, we're doing good as a defense, and we can always do better. So,
what do you mean behind closed doors? Could you elaborate?
Honestly, I'm just a little banged up and stuff like that. It's been a grind year, but that's not really important right now.
Looking at the defense as a whole, what have you liked most about what you guys have been able to accomplish and how you're progressing?
Honestly, I just like how we're capitalizing on all the little details that we didn't do last year. We're getting more turnovers. We're stopping the run way better. We got two specimens at middle backer. Omar and Avery are doing a hell of a job, and just like our D line, everybody's doing their job. That's part of me, like taking on double teams. That's what requires me for everybody to make plays. I'm willing to do that. So honestly, I feel like our secondary is way better. They're not, second guessing or doing things that they weren't doing last year. They're doing way better and everything. And I feel like we're becoming a better defense. We are expecting to win. Maybe, I don't know if last year or 2 years ago, nobody's expecting us to win. Nobody's expecting us to be a good defense. And I feel like we're honing in on that, and we know how good we could be, and we could always be better. Coaches are striding on us to be perfect, and that's what we were taking in. We're taking that in every day, every practice, and that's where we're trying to hone in on our crafts.
How differently are teams approaching you this year compared to what they were doing last year? Is it like drastically more doubles than you would see last season?
Honestly, I feel like a lot of people know who I am now, but honestly, I don't think they're doing a lot of things to limit me from making a lot of plays. I'm not really sure, but honestly, I feel like I've been getting a lot of chip blocks and stuff like that, and that's fine. I just gotta get my mind right and hone in on all that stuff. But stuff like that is just, football. I can't do nothing, but I can't tell different coaches to now, stop double teaming me or stop doing this. I just got to do what I got to do and make plays from it. Simple.
It looked like you picked up an injury late in the Cal game and then left for a few plays early in the Oregon game. Just how frustrating is that when you can't be on the field probably like you want to all the time?
Well, it's definitely frustrating. I can't stay healthy as of I want to. Back last year, I got bumps and bruises, but I bounced back up and I kept playing at a high level and stuff like that. But honestly, I feel I could see like it taking an effect on me and stuff like that. But I'm still out here. I'm still working. I'm still coming to practice every day, trying to be better, So every week I'm still going to attack, even though something's going on or not, I'm still going to come at it.
Is this the first time you've ever been injured or had to play through kind of multiple injuries?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. This is probably the toughest year maybe not the toughest year of adversity here at Oregon State, but it's definitely a health point. It's a grind right now, and I'm taking it.
You guys obviously had the big pick against Cal and then the big stop against the Ducks to set up the game-winning drive. What have you liked about the defense late in games and in the second half of games?
Honestly, I like that we're doing this stuff, but honestly, we should have been doing this. I feel like we do it all the time in practice. Why not translate it to the game? Most coach always preaches on, we need turnovers. We need three turnovers. We need a fumble. We need sacks. We need all type of things that to win the game. And that's what we did. I'm pretty sure the quote is we need 6. And I believe that includes, 3 and outs, turnovers, and can't remember the next one. But I believe that's what we've been doing, and it's been showing.
While it's been a grind, just dealing with the injuries and stuff like that, have there been anybody on the team or any of the coaching staff that's just kind of been particularly helpful, to you and kind of getting your mental right all the way through this so far?
Honestly, I feel like all the coaches and everybody know, like even my teammates, everybody know, and they're just trying to help me. And they always ask me, how's my mentally going? And just to keep going and stuff like that. I feel like this is it's a team culture. It's a 5-star culture, as people would say. We're doing that thing. We're still trying to own in on our crafts and stuff like that. So I feel like a lot of people are trying to help me out and stuff like that. But like doctors and all type of stuff like that. I feel like everyone is in this big pack right now, and we're connected to get through this.
What's it like watching so many games get canceled or postponed around the conference? It hasn't affected you guys yet. I mean, Stanford's playing at Reser, but what's it like watching that in that uncertainty?
Honestly, I feel like it sucks. You're taking opportunity from other people to make big plays and help their future. So I feel like it's tough to watch, but like at the same time, we were in that same boat. Even though we have not got a game canceled, we have 7 games right now, so we have been limited just like the rest of the people in the nation. So we can't like just sit back and like dwell on our hardships and stuff like that. We just got to take one week at a time, and be grateful that we're playing. And honestly, it's following the protocols, I pretty much, that's what it is. We got to follow our protocols and sacrifice not going to parties and this pandemic and stuff like that. So I feel like it sucks for a lot of people, and I hate to see people not play, but like everybody got to do their part and to be safe.
Has it been hard from a player's perspective to be disciplined like you have been? Because you guys have been, knock on wood, relatively safe and healthy.
I don't think it's hard. We already know we have to make sacrifices and stuff like that. We had to make sacrifices last year, just to become a good culture. That's part of Coach Smith's era and stuff like that. We're owning in on this culture that we can't go out. But if we do go out, we got to be smart, and we got to do everything with our team and don't go nowhere that you don't belong and stuff like that. I feel like it's a lot of things going on behind closed doors that people don't know about, but we need to still do what we've been coached to do. Simple.